Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Good afternoon, good afternoon. Welcome on board. If you're joining us for the first time, please go ahead and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. We'll shortly be live on Facebook as well. Good afternoon. Good afternoon and welcome on board. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Whoa, sorry about that. 1 second. You may not be able to see me. I just realized now. There should be, yeah, you should be able to see me there. Yes, you can. The third one, of course, this one. Sorry about that. Okay. 1 minute, please. Just give me a minute. We should be able to see me in presently. Okay. Yeah. So good afternoon and welcome to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Please, as you're coming in, go ahead and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Good afternoon and welcome on board. Welcome. On this Monday afternoon. Good. Happy Monday wherever you are around the world. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Today we're going to do something slightly different. I wanted to ask questions. I'm putting some ideas forward and I wanted to hear from people. I'm going to put the idea forward and I want to hear your thoughts or leave comments. If you want to, you can leave your comments as well, because there are one or two things that I put forward. I don't know if you've seen the write-up. And the write-up is very simple. It says, do we need to wait for Yoruba Nation to arrive before we gather data about Yoruba Nation and its people? Data is of immense importance. In contrast to Nigeria, as we speak, there is no definitive data of the people. And that is something that's very important. You see, I had, I probably will be bringing him on one day. We had Davidson, a very good data analyst guy, who's he was in, he's been on the with Showore and myself and Aruba Joye, I think it is, if I'm correct. Now he came up with some ideas about data, and that same thing applies to Yoruba Nation. I firmly believe that data is very important. I think we need to be planning that right now. When we have, it doesn't have to be Big Brother or somebody's watching over you, but for us to be able to care for our people, then we need to know who they are, where they are, and what areas they are, So I'm just trying to put this idea forward. What are your thoughts on it? How do you see this issue of data? What does it, how does it work to you, Yeah, good afternoon. So do we need to wait? The question, I don't think we need to, but what is your view on it? Good afternoon, David Adegoke. Do we need to wait for data? Should we be waiting? And if we don't need to wait, what steps do you think we should be taking? Because, look, all of us, we are all in this together. I've said it before. We are all leaders. And I think it's important that our voices are heard. We are all leaders in the struggle. It is all very important to each and every one of us how this is, how we proceed. In every local government, I personally believe that right now we should have details of everybody in our areas. In Yoruba Nation, we should know who is where and why, and I'll tell you why that's important in my opinion. For example, when something goes wrong and people are chased away and everything else, having a record of that area, that location, and the people there, it means, that is something they can go to. For example, when they cleared certain areas in the Second World War and all of that stuff that happened in Germany and all of that, many of the records that they kept then made it okay and possible to be able to seek compensation from those who persecuted that war, and that is something that we need to, because we are going for Yoruba Nation, it is very, very clear for us that data is very important. Exactly how many we need to know. For us, we should be able to know how many farmers we have in the community, how many women, children, adults, elders. We need to have all of these records. I'm doing something currently whereby I've started doing. I have something. I'll let that progress for a little bit, and I think it's worth having. Every community must have a record of what's happening on a month by month basis in their community, because without having that information, that is the way we can glue ourselves together and share that information. I know that because of how contracted Nigeria is, those kind of information are rather sensitive. So what we would be saying is that that kind of information is something that should be, warehoused out of the reach of those in that contraption right now. It should be warehoused out of the reach of those who are in that contraption, and that's easily done. And those are the information. That is where diaspora can play a very big part in this idea that I'm putting forward, because it's now part of the struggle that we're doing. It's good that we're getting people together. We're doing the referendum. And by the way, please, I urge us all, sign that petition. Let us continue to sign that petition. Let us continue to share it. It's very important that we get that done. But above all, I wanted to just ask, how do you see it? Do we need to wait for Yoruba Nation to arrive before we gather data about Yoruba Nation? Hope data is not late for now. No, it's not late. We can still do it now. Okay, let me give an example, Alagba David. I think, okay, let me give an example. An example of data in each areas now. For example, sadly, this man that got killed, David Imo, that is something. In fact, I'm going to go into what I have done now. I'm going to record these details. I'm trying to see if I can get that up. And the reason I'm doing this is because we need to be able to know what is happening from one day to the next. There should be somewhere, for us, as if we're saying we're talking about Yoruba Nation, we should be able to have that information to hand and say, okay, this is what happened, this is who was involved, and and this is what happened to them, because that is a reference point that an incident happened, and it can give us, and who does it impact? Who are these, who are the descendants, So 6 days ago, police parade 6 suspects. So 3 days ago. So let me see. 5 days ago, exactly. So let me see. 15th of May, arrested for carried out justice on 38. So it was 38 years old. So this happened on 15th of May. So it happened 15th of May, barely 8 days now. We're sort of 8 days into it, I think, yes. So I'm going to put that down. So I'm going to show you, this is what I'm trying to give an idea. And I'm actually going to do that now, because it doesn't matter what, I want us, I'm proposing some ideas here. So I'm going to show you now. So I'm showing you dates of things that I've got. So let's put this down now. David Imo. I'm just going to show you basically what I'm doing, because we need something like this. And it would be, here, 15th. So 15th of July, 15th of May, 2022. Okay, David Imo, male. Now we know his age is 38 because it says so. So those are the kind of things that, as much information, address, local government area, let's have a look at that information. So these are kind of things that I'm trying to look at. So location, let me just see now. So I'm trying to get this down. It's crazy. They just killed him, you know. And we need those kind of information for us to be able to see what's going on a month-by-month basis. And sometimes I believe that when we have data like this, it makes us realize the urgency of the situation that we're in. He's a father of 2 children, one 1.5-year-old and a 5-year-old, you know, a wife. You know, those are the kind of things that brings reality to what we're talking about. The dangers of the killing done by this Fulani terrorists who are killing people around, and nobody seems to be able to arrest them. You notice that they were chasing the killed and burnt to death. Burnt to death by Okada riders. So I'm just giving you bare bones. This is just an idea. It's not written in stone, you know, by Fulani Okada riders. So these are the kind of information that we should keep to be able to know what is going on, you know. In fact, I forgot to put that there. What is that area now? This is okay. So I'm just trying to give you an idea. It's in Lekki, is it? Lekki, yeah. So I'm going to put location of this in Lekki. So now Lekki, and then I'm not quite sure the local government, but we know it's in Eko. That's why I put that here. And the reason I'm doing that is to make us to look at things in a bit more holistic way. Data is so important for later on in time. You know, these are kind of, we could provide some kind of a, because in the Second World War, when they were able to keep records of people and the movement and what happened to them, it formed the basis of many. When we go for Yoruba Nation, we know who, where, what happened, and the families, and we can build things around that. I think that is something that we should really look at as, you know, as something that we should be doing. Occupation, sound engineer. So let's put that there. Engineer. So I'm not just about just talking alone. I want us to flesh this out. So next of kin, let's put here, next of kin. So let me just do this. 1 second, please. I've got this for 8 states. So including Eko, Ogun, Oyo, Oshun, Ekiti, Ondo, Kogi, Kwara. So that's 8 states that we have this kind of data for. That we need to have this kind of things on ground, and we need to be doing this. No, David, I don't give my brother. No, thank you. We need to be doing this. You see, the one thing that we can do in our community right now is when anybody, if anything happens to anybody, we will have somewhere where they are recorded, so that no Yoruba person has anything happening to them and there's no record. We need their names, the age, you know, we put this down. So when you have this kind of data, it forms, you can get a picture of what is going on in each of the 8 states. That is very, very important to do. And I want to endeavor to carry on to be doing things like this. These are the kind of things, practical steps. It's not just about talking alone. It's about actually taking really, thank you very much, David Adegoke, my brother, I appreciate you. These are the kind of things that we need to come up with. We have to be very innovative in our approach to this struggle, because this is going to be, this struggle, we have to be steadfast, resolute in going for Yoruba Nation. And the more that this kind of information is not provided, or, you know, anywhere, so that we can see a picture. Right now, they say they've arrested 4. What will happen to the 4 Fulani Okada riders? What will happen to them? We don't know. Do we have, for example, we need to start working out, the state government should already have lawyers in place for them. For example, you do know that the man that killed Deborah Samuel, may her soul rest in peace, in, I think, is it Kano? The man that killed him, 50, I repeat, 50 lawyers came up, they volunteered to defend him. Now, I don't know if Deborah's parents have got a lawyer in place to fight their case. That is something the government should do for them. By us having this kind of information in place, we can begin to have a picture. We can even include that. Who is going to be the lawyer that we will represent? These are kind of things that we can, we can build on. So let me just put that in there. Next of kin. So these are real things that we can do. It's not just about just talking alone. Next of kin, wife, Grace. So let me just put Grace. Her name is Grace. So these are information. 1-year-old son. So these are, because we are putting, and a 5-year-old. 1-year-old and 5-year-old. So the more we can build this picture, the more we can, make this very, very clear what is being done. It's not, we're not waiting for anybody. These are evidence that cannot be disputed. So everybody, by us doing this kind of thing, by us taking the time to record this, that's why I try and listen to as much news as possible. Any state that is a deaf, communicate with us. Get in touch with Citizen AY. Go to admin@citizenay.org. Text me +44 739 582 We will endeavor to record as many. Give us as many details as you can as possible. Date, place, local government area, age, all of that. Text it to us. We will load it up onto this database because we need that. Because clearly our governants are not doing this. And we have to take critical steps ourselves, collectively, to do something. And then hopefully, that doesn't mean I don't own this. This is a data for Yoruba people. And we can maybe at some point later on make it a central database. But when you're recording things like this happening to us on a regular basis, what that means is that people now feel like, let me just see if I'll do that in a wave, 7th of July. So I'm going to go 2022. Okay, I'll change that later. But that way, we are putting, let me just make sure I'll get this right. So now you can now begin to see the importance of such a data. So file save, escape. So I'm basically doing this live on air now as I'm talking to you, because I really believe that we shouldn't just, sorry about that. It doesn't matter anyway. So I believe strongly. I'll come back to it. Sorry. So I believe strongly that, we shouldn't leave it to anybody else to do. This is a task that we have to take on. If we are serious about getting Yoruba Nation, then we need to prepare to make sure that this kind of information is something that is easily updated by people. We will try and roll it out with other people, among all the state, people that we have, so that they give us that information. And because we know that the data is not, those kind of things, we keep it outside of the country, out of the reach of those people who may go into phones and try and do whatever. At least we will have that information. We can keep it, and it will be useful for us in planning. Remembrance days, for example, the date, the time, and all of that, the age, the wife, all of these things now become something that we can use to really, really, yeah. So I'm just putting that forward as a plan. It is not just it's something that we need to build on. I am no expert in that. I just thought it is something that I haven't seen I don't think I've seen a clear, concise kind of a data. And I would like us to be able to get to the point whereby all the media people can get their heads together and have a concise data whereby we can say, we can announce this on a month-by-month basis on all our platforms anytime we want, to remind our viewers of the reality, because oftentimes many people don't connect what is going on with what we're trying to do, you know. I know. Yeah. You know. Amen. Chima. Oh, thank you, my brother. Yeah. So what I'm going to try and do is, we need that information. I will try and send it out. Oluwafemi Oloniju. So I will try and build that up. And you know, I mean, like I said, I have for Eko. Let me see if you can see what I'm seeing here. So that is we have Ogun, we have Oyo, we have Ekiti, we have Oshun, we have Ondo, we have Kogi, we have Kwara. In Kogi, there was a point where back in 2018, 32 people were killed, unidentified. Nobody has recorded them. We need to keep a record, and we have the location, Dekina and Omala local government. This is the kind of research that we need to be building. You see, we need to keep record of those people. They are Yoruba people. So the minute that somebody dies doesn't mean that that's it. No. For our struggle, their name has to form part of this struggle. Having them in our database gives us a weight of evidence of what we are saying. Because far too often, we talk about a lot of things, and our issues around, oh, okay, we will do this, we will do. The reality is what is going on right now. We should be able to give you a regular update on a month-by-month basis. How many people were killed, raped, maimed, state by state, local government by local government. Because the more we have this information, it will conscientize us to remain focused on going for. It reminds us of why we are going for Yoruba nation. We need to keep being reminded of the reasons why we must seek and ensure we get a Yoruba nation where we, the people, have decided that we are going to go for Yoruba nation and nobody can stop us. So these are the kind of things that I wanted to touch on, because it beyond just sort of talking about, yes, Yoruba nation now, great, support that. But what practical things are we doing in our communities? So I would like to urge our communities on ground now, even if you can write something down, if you can write it down and you can say, okay, in our community there's X amount of people, and the deaths as well, the deaths relating to Fulani attacks, keep it down, rapes, put it, you know, give us as much information as possible. Citizen AY, admin at citizenay.org, or Oduduwa TV Radio at admin at oduduwatvradio.org. One of those two, or contact us +44 739 582 606. Inbox us this information. Or other groups. It may be other groups, but we are trying to. The most important thing is if we can have a picture of what is going on, because oftentimes many of what, if you notice what our governance is doing, the governance that we have now, they work on estimation. Oh, there's only about 5,000. There is no facts behind what they're doing. Oh, in that local government area, there's X amount. Okay, they get the budget. They don't, and that is poor planning. We need to put this in place now. This is for, whoever becomes, when we then have, this data will be available for when we now have the data and statistics and census for Yoruba Nation in place. They can have that as a point of action right there. So we can't just wait. There are little things that we should be doing as individuals. This is a responsibility for not just me, for you watching me, for everybody. These are practical steps that we can take on. If I miss it in a state, we should be able to say from 2015 to date, how many people died from the hands of Fulani herdsmen to date, without even a question. We should be able to do it. And in fact, we must. Again, I remind you, 39 to 42 or 45, 1945 war. when the Germans fought and everything else, they managed to keep many records of the Jewish people and all of that stuff. And many of they were able to now retrace and repay compensation and things to them. So it is very important that we have records of our people. Their names, their location, their age, as much information, their phone numbers, whatever you can provide to help us to give us a picture. And so that those who are now trying to bring somebody in and say, oh, they own the land, this is indisputable proof that we are the original owners of the land. Remember, the plan is for the Fulanis in the forest to clear our forest, to chase us out. But if we keep records of this is a responsibility for each and every one of us. And this will bring unity when we know that whatever happens to anybody of us, alive or dead, we record it. Alive or dead. That becomes a responsibility. It becomes a unifying factor. A unifying factor. And I want us all to seriously consider that. I don't want this to be something that is just for us. You can create it on your platform. There must be a way we can merge data later on. The point is we have that data. And what I would like is the more the data is centralized in a way that we can bring it together so that in every platform, whatever platform you're on, whoever you can talk about this. Last month, X amount were killed, raped, maimed, even survivors. I noticed there was one of the things I was looking to. A man was lucky to survive because he played dead. Those are things that we should really be looking at. So try and this is something that we can all do. We can all do this. I suggest to every community in Yoruba land to go and sit down when you have your weekend meetings. Put this as part of your plan. Yes, like I said, your data is not safe in that place. So that is why getting it to diaspora, whoever you can find in diaspora, and they can find their way to us. That way, we will have a record. They can, because they're trying to scrub us off our own land. Data will stop that. Data will stop it. That is the most important thing that we can do right now. Above all else. Because with that data, we can go to a court and we can provide the evidence. If they say no, it is evidence. It is evidence of who we are. They can't wipe us off. But if we do not provide that data, no matter how many, you can go and say they killed 1,000 people. Where is the evidence? Where is the evidence? So these are things that I want us all to. This is not a job for me alone. You watching me, I hope you're not just watching. Share this broadcast. Help us. You see, when you now start getting the data and you start talking to that community, the things that we are already, the important stuff we're trying to do, like having people to go and do to sign up onto the referendum and all, it becomes easier because now we understand everybody in every community. There has to be a way to disseminate information about how many people are being killed, because you see what is happening in our community right now. People are being killed. Everybody's afraid, but they're all afraid independently. So in one house, people are, hey, I'm going to die to God. Oh. In the next house, hey. But imagine if all of those communities start putting together. Okay, we know this happened. Okay, what do we do? These are things that we should be doing on ground now. Thank you very much, Peter George. So we need your support. Again, please, I have a group on Facebook and on YouTube. We have. I'd like you to join Citizen AY. If you can join me as a member, your help will support us in doing what we can. Join me as a member on Citizen AY, because there we have the Citizen AY Constitutional Awareness Action Group. These are things we can take on, because you see, every life must be remembered. The life that they take, it is on us to remember it. And if we keep the record, the name, the time, the date, the location. I've got Dr. Aborode on here. The time it happened. I've got the other guy. Let me see. The one that they cut his arms off. Amadou Abubakar. I've got it. Iwoja Tasa. You know, Oye. You know, the two Fulani headmen, they cut him. These are details. I've got in Ondo State, the late Fashion Roti. You know, the name is there. You know, all of these things. We need to remember. We can't just leave it. That is how we will bring the community the spirit that we want. Because we will remind us that we are all in this together. Like I said, in every community in Yoruba land right now, everybody is sleeping with their eye open. But they are not talking together. And that is what we have to do. We need, you know, that we need to take action. You see, by just in a community, I bet there are about 100 homes, 4,000 homes in a community. Each and other of those homes, everybody's afraid. But they make their own plans. But if you start uniting and making your plans together within that community, instead of them killing 50% of that community, when you unite, you might reduce that to 10%. These are what we need to do. So the data begins to open your eyes to understand on a month-by-month basis, and you can track the progress of the work you're doing. You can be able to, in your own community, work out, okay, this month we managed to put in, you know, that way, and then you can then you can have real evidence. When you go and speak to the so-called governor or the local government, you have evidence of what is going on. But many times we don't have any evidence of what is going on in our community collectively, because we are so individual in our thinking. And we need to change that mindset. We need to change that mindset by just keeping records alone, knowing what is going on. And like I said, that data, as soon as you gather it, don't leave it in your community. Make sure it's out into diaspora among Yoruba people who will be keeping records, because that's what we need. Once that information is there, it doesn't matter. That is you playing your part. You know? I know, Anna, this I understand. Yes, I understand. But that would not stop us. You see, this is public information that we are trying to put together. As I told you now, as I speak to you, in 2022, the federal government of Nigeria, they cannot provide you with information. They cannot provide you with this information about exactly how many people are in your community. They are working on guesstimates. But now, they have the same government that cannot give estimation. They are now able to tell you that they've now brought in 10 million Fulanis to be registered as Yorubas. Fulanis from across the whole of West Africa. So this data is a way we cannot stand by. This is the steps we must take locally ourselves. I can't come and do it for you. But if you provide that data, we can put it on our system. We can all begin to see a picture, state by state, locality by locality, what is happening. And by using that information, we can begin to take steps to counter the plans to eliminate us. We can take collective action together. For too long, we have believed that we've been helpless. Only God can help us. Heaven helps those who help themselves. Heaven helps those who help themselves. It is time we start helping ourselves. There are things that we can do. There are things that we can do in our community right now. If we start making sure that now that we know that people, I mean, they killed 3 boys just like that. They rape a woman, they shot a man dead, they killed farmers. We don't keep in records. That record will confirm their existence in that location forever. That is the job we must all take on. It is only until we develop that community spirit to be able to. It is our responsibility. It is about us collectively to make sure that that information doesn't stay on ground, because we know what they will do if they see that information. You transfer it so that we in diaspora can keep it in several locations. We're just saying to keep, because we have to. That is the one way we can use to know who was where, when, how, when this happened to them. Evidence that we are people, we are indigenous people. Because what they are doing is now trying to bring in Fulanese to become indigenous people, to wipe us off. But by having records like this, it's impossible. Because see, this is like a marker. The records that we're creating now, the data that we create now in every state, in every local, everywhere. Look, farm, village, wherever, keep it. Take it down. Put it on paper if you have to. Send it to us. Take a screenshot. Put it onto the phone. Send it to us. We will tabulate it down like I'm showing you. 8 states. We have 8 states here. And we're trying to give you as much information about this. And we keep those records. And we give an update. We can do some sort of data sifting. So we can give you the number of people, men, women, boys, all of this stuff. Because we will break it down in that way. But we need this information. It is one thing, it's great. Yes, a Yoruba nation. Yes, Yoruba nation now. Yes, go out and advocate for that. But you will even do a better job if you begin to work now. We need our communities to be working. We are too apart. This one is doing that one is doing. Nobody is collecting this thing and putting it together for our benefit. And making sure it goes to more than one area, because that way, the more that information goes to 2 or different locations, it's impossible for them to stop. And it's information that we can keep. And it has to be accurate, please. Only report, only write down what happened. No embellishment. We only want fact. This is something that each and every one of us must do. If you say you're a Yoruba man, you have to take this on as your own personal commitment to achieving Yoruba nation. If you say you're a Yoruba man, I want to see you do that. I've got 5 minutes before I go on a live, before I join my brother Mazi Alose on Biafra. So this broadcast will continue, but I wanted to just touch on this for a few more minutes until he calls me. When he calls me, I will switch it on. We will call and we will go live on that in about 5 minutes or so. Again, I'll talk about the fact that, as you all know, touching briefly on Nnamdi Kanu, you know that they rejected the bail. There's no reason why they shouldn't free this man. There isn't, and he's made announcements that he does not support anybody going to kill anybody and all of that. And these are as a Southerner, you are guilty until you prove your innocence. As a Southerner, let me say that again. As a Southerner, the Fulanis consider you guilty until you prove your innocence. As a Fulani man, you are innocent until you are proven guilty. Can you see the absurdity of what I'm saying? Can you see and somebody will come and tell you what to believe in? You believe in one Nigeria. What do you mean? What do you mean you believe in one Nigeria? In one Nigeria, you are a second-class citizen. And a second-class citizen means that if they accuse you of a crime, it is up to you to prove your innocence. But if it's a Fulani man, it is up to the state to prove his complicity in the crime. In other words, he is innocent until proven guilty. As a Southerner, Middle Beltan, as a Yoruba, you are guilty until you manage to prove that you are free. And then you come and tell me we're one Nigeria. I just want you to just look at what is going. That's the reality. Like I said, that young man, the young lady that was killed, what's her name? Sorry. Deborah, may her soul rest in peace. I doubt if she's even got. I know there's a pastor that's helping the family. Great. I hope they're also then getting a lawyer in place. What should happen is every citizen, as soon as anything happens to any citizen, the government of Nigeria should make sure that there's a lawyer to take care of that family. But instead, 50 lawyers, Fulani lawyers, scrambling. They were in a room. I will show you the video. Don't say Citizen AI, just I will show you the video. Whilst I'm waiting for my brothers to call me on board, let me see if I can find that video for you. 1 second, please. Where is it? I want to find you that video. But again, please, this is something, the words you see there, I want you to take those words on. If we are going to stop, go for Yoruba Nation, all of us, this is why I say that we are all leaders. When I say what I'm saying there, now you understand what I mean when I say that we are literally all leaders in this struggle. And our actions, collective action, will take us to Yoruba land, to Yoruba Nation. You cannot leave it to one person to do. We must all collectively join hands. So I want every community, sign up to this in your heart, that your community is your responsibility, and and speak to people. It is important. The safest way to guarantee that our land will never be taken from us is to get involved in recording everybody in our community that things go wrong with, and then we begin to keep a list of people who are old, and we begin to build to that. But right now, the killings, we need to keep a record, because that is the clearest evidence of our existence in that land. Clearest. And you can take part in that right now. And psychologically, that empowers us. It empowers us. Because now, those who are hoping that they can wipe us off that place, they have a problem. Because there is a record of us being there. A record of what happened. Something they cannot dispute. So you see that we need to do this as a matter of course, as a matter of urgency. If you haven't already begun, get involved. Do it. Let me see if I can get that video before. I think I'm due for a call now. Let me just see if they call me in. I will then carry on with the broadcast as planned. Let me see if they call me. I will just see if they've called. Let me just see, because I'll be doing the broadcast with them. Let me see that. That's an old video. Yeah. So, okay. So I'm waiting for the call at 3 o'clock now. So I might still touch on this as well. And I'm actually, in fact, I will touch on this as well with my Biafran brothers. And I would urge our communities, our Middle Belt brothers, our South, or, everybody from Middle Belt to the South and everybody in between. We should be doing this. In the Tiv land, in particular, where they've been displaced, they need to keep records. We need records, and those records should be sent to those of us who are in diaspora. That is the best way we can guarantee that our people, that they are not wiped off the face of the planet. When we have that list and that information, we can use that as to plot and map where we are. It's indisputable. It's indisputable. So let me see if I can find that video. Beg your pardon. I wanted to show you that video of the 50 men that were. I saw that and I just laughed to myself. I said, okay, so 50 men, and the man that killed that lady, the young girl, from what I understand, he's a foreigner. So a Fulani foreigner can get 50 lawyers clamoring, jostling to help him. But how many lawyers has the government provided for the family of the girl they killed? Let's not forget, on a crime, they killed him on a falsehood of blasphemy. They killed her on the basis of that. Now, let me see if I can get this up to you. I just want to show you that quickly, because it's important that you see what I'm saying. I don't want to just talk alone. I like to sort of think about things and then present it in a way that makes some sort of, something coherent. If I can find it, where is it now? Not that one. Sorry. Oh, let me see if I can. I think I'm going to make a call to across, because he might be waiting for me, and I'm waiting for him as well. So I'm going to move across to the media, iPod media, and I'll try and see if I can get them to call in, and get me on board. That way you can hear it live as well. 1 second, I'm just trying to get this other video. Sometimes I think I know what's going on here. Hope it's not slowing you up too much. So I will share this on platforms. I think many of us need to get on board this. It is something, it's a task that we must all sign up to. It is something that we must all collectively just say, right, no, I signed up for this. Yes, I'm part of this without a doubt. Because that is the only way we can guarantee our future. And it is something we can do right now. And it builds community spirit when we do that. The sense of feeling desperate on your own is very much reduced when we take that collective action. Just by merely recording that, passing it on forward to us so that we can begin able to have a map of what is going on, a monthly update of what's going on. I'll get that video to you. I don't quite know why it's just gone missing now. I'll get it. Let me call my brother and see if I can get him on board, because I know he might be calling me now. I don't want to wait too much. Let me see. I might call him right now. So, because I know they'll be waiting for me, and I've been waiting for them, and it might be a waiting game, and I don't want that to be the case. So, sorry. Give me a minute. Oh. Okay. Oh. Okay, 1 minute, please. Let me just do this. Yeah, here we go. That's the call. Good. I'm trying to answer you. Yes. Sorry about that. Good afternoon, my brother. How are you? Can you hear me? Are we good to go? Yeah. Good afternoon. Yeah, I'm ready. Ready. 1 second. Let me just make it. Yeah. You ready? Yeah. Yeah. Right. We are good to go. We're good to go. Now. Yes, I saw that. Yes. That video is an old video, though. Uh-huh. Okay, good.
I wanted us to talk about it because it's for the current insecurities that is going on.
Exactly, it relates to that. So, fair enough. Yes. Yes.
That's why I put it out there.
Yes.
Are we learning anything from that incident? Because why I put it is that what is in their mind, what exactly is in the mind of the Fulanis?
Yeah.
Engaged in
Indeed. That's their plan. That's their game plan. That's their blueprint. It's as simple as that. Get rid of as many as possible and then enslave the rest, which we mustn't let happen. So you're right, and it's important that we all we are all aware of that. So I am on board fully. I'm going to try and see if I can watch it somehow without necessarily, show, but I mean I can't show that. We can't show that on screen or anything, but we can touch on it. Yes, and also, sorry. Yeah, and also updates on. I mean, we also talked on Mazi Nandekano, the fact that the case has been it's been adjourned and it's not been allowed. It's not been released on bail. So yeah. So anyway, I think we should talk about that briefly as well. Okay, you ready to go?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm live now on Citizen AY on YouTube and on Facebook and on. So just join us. I'll be joining my brother Mazi Aloze on iPod Bradshaw. So we are doing a joint broadcast. So you're watching it live. Yeah. For the referendum. Oh, okay. Somebody just talk about something going on in Abuja. Green for God. Can you give me that update? Can you give us type that? What more information? Do you have a link for that so we can have a look? But yeah, my brother, go ahead. Mazi, so we're ready to go. Once you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay, let's go then. Let's go now. Let's go. We can. So we do a quick. We'll do half an hour session, I need to leave around about 4 o'clock today because there's another meeting I do have to do afterwards. So, but if we can, we get about another half an hour or so for people to come in and ask questions, and we can, I'm sure you and I can answer them. We would like people to ask questions. We appreciate those who support us, but we need questions to be able to go forward. We're keen on questions, tough questions, so that we can, even if we can't answer it, maybe it will make us go and research it together. Because we need to, we need to really actualize this thing. So yeah, thank you very much. Go ahead.
Thank you. You talked about something going on in Abuja. Do you have the exact
That's I've just got, somebody just wrote, they said something about something going on in Abuja for referendum for Yoruba land and Biafra nation. That there's some sort of something and some action going on in Abuja for referendum for Yoruba and Biafra land. Now, until we see it, we're not going to, that's still here, that's hearsay. We're not going to take it as read. We need to see something in concrete. And in any case, my brother, I'm sure you agree with me, it is no longer in the hands of the federal government to give us a referendum. It is our responsibility. We're not waiting for them. We don't need their referendum. Just, So, thank you. Thank you.
remember last week when we talked, I told you that after Brussels,
Yeah.
after Brussels, that is the defining moment
Mm.
where they will understand that we are gone.
Yeah.
When we do that, we are not going to wait for anybody.
No.
Because they are not waiting for us to descend in our villages and kill people.
Yes.
See what they did in Enugu.
Indeed. Indeed.
See how they invade villages and sack people and cut them.
Indeed.
You know.
Indeed. We're not going to accept that nonsense anymore. It is not, enough is really enough. We've had enough of this, this kind of nonsense. We cannot be, be part of this and let somebody be.
My brother, I'm sure you agree with me.
One second, please. Let me just make sure I mute that because I don't want you to. Yeah,
It's not in the hands of the federal government to give us a referendum.
No.
It is our responsibility. We're not waiting for them. We don't need their referendum.
Yeah. So yes, we talked on it last week. You're right. We did mention it briefly, but I'm sure it will come up and again and again, again and again. It's our responsibility as indigenous people to organize and to send, from Channel TV, my brother. Okay. Oh, it's from Channel TV. Again. Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Green for God News. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So you're hearing, apparently it's on Channels TV. So I'll see if we can go and have a look at that. But nonetheless, my people, I want us to be very clear. The responsibility for any referendum that is going to be acceptable to the people has to be the one the people themselves organize. Anything organized by this fraudulent governance, and because they are fraud because they used the fraudulent Constitution Promulgation Decree number 24 of 1999 to impose injustice on us. They have no right to organize anything for us. It is only us who will free ourselves. And that is why our unity as Middle Beltans, as Igbos, Biafrans, as Yorubas, as Oduduwa, and everything else in between is important. Because it is in the end, it is us that will free ourselves. Those who, you see, freedom is never given, no. It is taken. Freedom is taken. It is never given. You have to take it. And the best way to take it is to exercise your right to self-determination. And we do not accept anything. So this could be a try. They might be trying to lure many to believe, oh, yeah, you can have a referendum. We don't. They did not seek our permission before they imposed this fraudulent promulgation decree number 24 of 1999 on us. They did not seek our permission. And how would they have sought our permission? By way of a referendum. They refused to do that. Now we, the people, we are the ones to whom the sovereignty belongs. And we will exercise that sovereignty by carrying out our own referendum. We're not interested in anything. They are not the government that we recognize. They are fraudsters. They are fraudsters. So that's what I'd like to say on that. I don't know if you'd like to come back on that, my brother. Thank you.
Yes, we are not depending on them. We are not waiting for them. We are not taking anything they give us in a platter of gold. We are the ones that will determine what we want. We are the ones that will discuss what we want. We are the ones who have to evaluate what we want and implement it. Let me give you an example.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the educational standard of the West and the East.
Yeah.
And then you look at the gross domestic
Mm-hmm.
and of recent middle belt.
Yeah.
And if you look at the educational standard of the West, the East,
Yeah.
and now the middle belt, don't you see that we are putting ourselves in a foxhole
Yes.
instead of blooming? Do you know that with the population of the Oduduwas
Mm-hmm.
comprising their educational standard
Yeah.
and their economic power, do you know that that country alone, Oduduwa, will offer 90% jobs to Oduduwas?
Yeah.
And see the progress the Oduduwas will likewise Biafra and middle belt. Why is it that we are not thinking in that terms? We conduce ourselves in talking about false one Nigeria.
No, we don't want. We don't. One Nigeria is dead. It's a fraud. One Nigeria is dead. Honestly speaking, I want people to realize one Nigeria is a fraud, and we want no business. We want no part of it, and we need to tell every one of those efulefus, those ojelus that are going and with a begging bowl to come and ask us to come and help vote for me, vote for a fraud. How can we continue to support a fraud? We cannot continue supporting a fraud. We need to ensure that our people are awoken. They've lied to us long enough. It is time for us to please wake up. We mustn't believe their lies that one Nigeria will benefit us in any way, shape, nor form. I just said this just now, before you came on board. I'll give you an example of why. A lawyer, you know the man that killed the Deborah Samuels? Now, there are 50 Fulani lawyers. Get this, 50. 50 Fulani lawyers that are queuing to take the case on for that man. And from what we understand, he's not even a Yoruba in Nigeria. No, he's a Fulani from a foreign country. And they're willing to take the case on, with the federal government not even offering any lawyer to the family of Deborah Samuel. And you're telling me we're one Nigeria. Please explain that one. No. Those who are talking one Nigeria, they need to explain that one. The politicians who are telling us to vote. Because that is when something happens on the ground. It is when things hit the people, the ordinary people on the ground. The systems that the government put in place is what will tell you whether or not we have a nation or not. We don't have a nation on the evidence I've just played before you. When a man that put the matches up says, I burnt Deborah, and 50 Fulani lawyers in a room jostling for who is going to take him fight for his corner, that tells us we're not one Nigeria in my eyes. I don't know how you feel about that, my brother. What would you like to say?
That is exactly your feelings, because with respect to what you said, I make a reference to the minister from Kano.
Yes.
That said he did not see anything.
Yes.
He did not see any bombing. He did not see any child die or whatever.
Nonsense.
Nonsense. What was he looking at? When he said I was there, that means
It's lying.
they are supervising the bombing.
Yes.
He was there supervising it.
Indeed. You mean the Nema boss, the Nema man, the Nema, whatever they call him. It's called Nema boss of some kind in that state. Yes.
That's it. You know? And people who stay and watch and, we don't talk.
Yeah.
They do all the talking, they do all the crimes, they do all the accusations, and all we just say is sit down and watch.
Yeah.
You know? And then the latest one that I couldn't stand was the one I forgot to say, the other Lawal or somebody said that the people overpowered the DSS.
Yeah.
They overpowered the DSS to commit the offense they've committed. So, okay, well, if that is the case, why is the DSS shooting innocent people?
Exactly.
And then that leads us to the case of Ali Damazin Nabikan.
Yes. Yes.
You see what they did to the peaceful women
Yes.
that came to just support
Yeah. I mean, again, you see, those of you that are telling us to believe in one Nigeria, what happened to those women to being treated in such a manner? Does that show you that that is one Nigeria? Is that your idea of one Nigeria? If people who are citizens are rightly coming out and agitating and asking that they release Nnamdi Kanu, and they are citizens, they are indigenous people, and they are treated in that manner, does that suggest to you is that your idea of one Nigeria? Because you see, you remember when this man, I had a video, I wish I could bring it now, Abba Kyari, the second one, the police force, when he was coming out of court, his wives were holding hands with him. His wives, they walked him up to the point where they put him in the car, and he didn't go out in cuffs, so he was walking around with the police around him, but they did not put him in handcuffs. But look at how they treated that woman who came out. The same men, because the women came to support and speak for Nnamdi Kanu. So I just look. There are so many instances that one can point to tell you conclusively that we are not one. My brother, Mazi Yalose. There are so many instances. So again, that's a clear demonstration of why we need to be on our own. We should go our own separate way. Because if you see, when you do not respect the women of a nation, when you don't respect the women, indigenous people, then those people have the right to go for self-determination. Even more so, because without women, there is no nation. Without women, there is no nation. And if you treat our women like that, and you tell us to believe in one Nigeria, we are going to tell you to just, GTH. I don't want to say it. You know what I mean? You know what GTH is, my brother? I mean, so, so that's my answer to that one.
Yes. Not only that, we look at our leader's case.
Yeah.
Where they keep amending charges.
Oh, yes.
And the lawyer today said he has been included as an accomplice.
You see?
And if you include his lawyer as an accomplice, that means all those people going to defend Deborah's killer, they are accomplices too.
Oh no, but you see, but they are Fulani. They are Fulani, so they get the lavender treatment. They get the perfume treatment. Whereby it's all it's sprayed away and it's aired and we don't talk about it. But if it's us, the indigenous people, oh no. You see, we are guilty until we prove our innocence. But in their case, they are innocent until they are proven guilty. That is what is happening. Because for them to now try and, you see, the fact that they can even do that to a lawyer in the so-called democracy, that is the evidence again that we are under promulgation number 24 of 1999. I keep telling people this, but they don't want to listen. Because you do not, if that was a true democracy, nobody in government would support that kind of thing whereby they're now trying to now say that the lawyers are complicit in any crime that they accuse Nnamdi Kanu of. Words fail me. People who are still supporting this one Nigeria, these guys are telling you that the one Nigeria they're talking about is the one Nigeria for Fulanis. Because you, as a southerner, as a middle belter, you have to prove your innocence. Because they have said that you are guilty. That is the starting point for you. As soon as they take you to court, you are guilty of the crime. But a Fulani, oh no, they're innocent. You have to prove they're guilty. So you are not operating on the same rule of law. That is not a democracy. When you have one rule of law applying to one set of people because they are favored, and they're seen as the favored, the number one citizens, and then first class citizens, and we, the indigenous people, again I repeat, the indigenous people, we are second class in our own land. But you are still telling us, these people, these presidential aspirants are telling us to believe in one Nigeria. Please, explain that. That's all I'm asking. That is all I'm asking for them to do. Oh, the line just went dead. I'm going to come back again. So, okay. So I'm going to answer that. Hello, my brother. Okay, I'm just going to pick the call up again. 1 second. The line went dead. So, hello, sorry about that. The line just went off, but we're back now. Are you back? You back with me? Hello? Yeah. So yeah. So look, please, those of you, please, I'm asking each and every one of those presidential aspirants. By the way, APC has told every presidential aspirant they have to swear on oath to not only to support and keep the APC constitution, but to keep the Nigerian constitution as it currently is, that they will not change it. So what are you talking about? There is no. What are you talking about? But you want people to vote in a place where your hands have been tied to the back. So you say you're going to work for the people, vote for me. But the first thing you have to do is to keep. They're telling you that you keep the constitution of Nigeria as it is, as written by the military. Oh, I get a headache, this one.
Yes, it's very discouraging because let me give you.
Yeah.
Let our listeners to understand what we're saying.
Yes.
This discussion is squarely directed to our listeners, both West, Middle Belt, and Biafrans.
Yeah.
When you're running behind the politicians,
Mm.
we are just staring
Yeah.
at the hidden facts so that they will understand where we're going.
Yeah.
Yeah. A criminal appearing that was arrested
Yeah.
for embezzlement
Mm-hmm.
and drug trafficking. Do you know that this guy has the guts to say that the Kaduna incident was because he was put in jail? so who gave him the right to talk? Considering committed. And when he was there, there were more insecurity because he was the one staring him.
Yeah.
And then he had because to say what he said, and nobody said anything.
No.
You don't want him to talk.
No.
Somebody that committed a heinous crime dressed with drugs, you give him opportunity to talk and talk about it.
It's crazy.
We're talking about unequal justice.
Very, very unequal.
Yes. Now, what does that speak of our judiciary? What do you think?
Well, the judiciaries, they are, look, we do not have a judiciary. I keep telling everybody. I'm going to get a picture up for those who are not following, who may be following me on another platform. I want to just show you. We are under promulgation decree number 24 of 1919. I will keep saying that until we wake everybody up, because we are all being lulled into a false sense of security. Because what we are being ruled by is this promulgation decree. I'm going to show those who are, if you're on Citizen AY on YouTube, you will see it coming up shortly. Now, I'm going to show you again. I want to take this opportunity. You see, anytime the government can truncate the law, use get their own lawyers to say whatever without following due process of what is laid down in the so-called constitution, it is telling you that constitution is a fraud. I'm here to tell everybody, and make no mistake, what you call a constitution is a schedule behind a promulgation decree. I hope you understand. It's a schedule. And that means the schedule has no powers. The real power lies in the constitution, because it said in the document that this decree may be cited as the constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So we're not a democracy. We are not a democracy. I hope people are hearing me. So you see, that is why anything can happen. The government can change the rules overnight. They can make decisions and it is binding. For as long as we, the people, continue to accept this injustice, it is on us to go for self-determination, because we, the people, we have not given, for 22 years, we haven't given a seal of approval onto that fraudulent constitution by way of a referendum. A referendum where the people said, okay, we support it, we vote it in by 50, 60, 70%. It's not available. There's none. And this is why we are telling you, we're saying to you all, that the senior advocates, please, at least be honest to your people. Let them know. Because many of you know what I'm saying. You know it. I know you are learned. I know you know the book. But you know that behind what I'm telling you, it is the 100% truth. That what we are being ruled by are a set of rules put in place by the military without getting clearance of approval from the people who they promised, the so-called promise to serve. This is an imposition. That is why the absurdity of lawyers making claims like this and changing things and turning it around and suddenly making spurious allegations or whatever and getting away with it can happen. I hope that answers your question, my brother. I'll stop there for a minute.
Yes, it does. I will appreciate you do the West and the Middle Belt to call in and
Yes, please do.
ask their questions. And that number is 484
Yes.
767.
Let me just write it down. Say plus 484.
Yeah, plus 1 484
Oh yeah.
767
767.
0848.
Okay, please, you can call in on plus 1 484 767 0848. I'm gonna try and I'll endeavor to put it up here so people can call in as well. Let me put that up.
Because we want to make sure that they are with us, that they understand what we're saying.
Yeah.
At least we hear you, since you have 30 minutes left, you know. So,
Yes. We have 30 minutes. Yes. So for the listeners, this is going to be happening every Monday. For every Monday from 3 o'clock to 4. It might be slightly longer sometimes, but it's minimum an hour. So we'll be doing this whereby we will welcome questions from you all. So do call in. Let me just try and get that number to you again. Those of you who are watching, 1 second. I'm just going to quickly just change the number as I talk to you now, so that people can actually put that in. So plus 1 484 767 0848. So I'm going to put that up there. So it's easier for them to call, because that way they're in the studio over there. And I mean, I can, if you want to, you can call me. You know my number to call as well, but it's easier to just call that number direct. It's a WhatsApp call. Is that WhatsApp call? Is it?
Yeah, it goes to WhatsApp and radio.
Yeah. Okay.
It goes to WhatsApp too, yeah.
Okay. So do call in on plus 1 484 767 0848. If you'd like to put a question or two to Citizen AY, and of course my the host Mazi Alozie. Particularly if you're from Middle Belt or Yoruba people, you may want to speak to I have a question for my the host Mazi Alozie, and maybe this is an opportunity for us to be able to learn from each other, to be able to work together. You see, unity is, you have to demonstrate unity by what we're doing programs like this. We're hoping to display to people that Yorubas and Igbos and indeed Middle Belt can and indeed are working together to achieve a common aim, which is to get our self-determination collectively. That is doable. So please do call in plus 1 484 767 0848. Go ahead and give us a call. Ask tough questions. We need tough questions. And those of you, we appreciate our brothers that support us. Well, fine. We need people, Middle Beltans, Yorubas. If you have concerns, now is the time to put the concerns out there. Let us hear from you. Let us, because we need this to really be something that that we can be part of. So yeah, go ahead. We're looking forward to hear from you. Please do call in and let's make that interactive. We've got a bit of time left. 20 minutes, half an hour. something like that, and we can, answer your question.
We are new to it, and people are still in their shells, and most of them are wondering, election.
Yes.
What are you electing?
Oh,
And see,
what election? It's a fraud. It's a fraud. It's a fraud. Look, you see, those of you on Citizen AY, watch now as you're seeing, where every time you are doing any election, remember you are allowing for the continuation of a promulgation decree number 24 of 1999 to continue to rule over you and your family. That's what you're doing. Let's be very clear about that. That's what you're doing. So, is the call coming? Okay, go ahead. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. We must. Yeah. Yes. No. Thank you. Yeah. Yes. Yes, so. Yes. Amen. Amen. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Well said. My brother has hit the nail on the head. Look, I've said it. Every time, I always sing this song. This is going to be my signature song now. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of it can stop at the time. How long must they kill our prophets? Whilst we stand aside and look, oh, some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. I want you help to sing. This song of freedom is all I ever hear. Oh yeah, redemption song. This song of freedom is all I ever hear. Oh yeah, redemption song. We have to emancipate ourselves from mental slavery. It's time now. All of us now know. Every Middle Beltan, every Biafran, every Oduduwa, we now know that this governance is a fraud. And those of us that doesn't know, the ones that know, let them know. Tell them we need to free ourselves. It is not up to them to give us a referendum. Oh. We are the people who are signing up to this by referendum. The referendum they denied us 22 years ago. We are bringing it into place, and we are taking collective action. And that is recognized around the world when a group of people collectively come together and decide that they are going on their own for self-determination. That is something that no force on this planet can ignore. I want you to know you have the power. Very, very important. So, hello, my brother. Yes, he is. Yes. Yes, so. Báwo ni my brother? Báwo ni ṣé ó lọ ẹ kú iṣẹ́ ẹ ṣeun? Yes. 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 Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh, that one. Yeah. Yes. Yes. No. Yes. Exactly. Exactly. No. Exactly. Yes. It's a fraud. Oyedepo, Adebayo, yes, yes. Yeah, no, okay. Yeah, okay, I would definitely, I can even say a few words in Yoruba, then I'll translate it briefly now on the platform. Ẹ̀yin bàbá wa, pastor Adeboye, pastor Oyedepo, pastor Bakari, ẹ jọ̀ọ́, ńgbà wo lẹ máa jí. Ẹ̀tàn ni gbogbo yín mọ̀ pé ìwé òfin tó gbélé wa lórí ìwé òfin promulgation decree number 24 of 1999 irọ́ ló bá dé. Ẹ yé tàn wá, ẹ yé máa tàn wá, àní ẹ yé máa tàn wá o, ẹ yé máa tàn wá, ṣé ń gbọ́, ẹ yé máa tàn wá o, ẹ yé máa tàn wá, ẹ yé máa tàn wá o. Stop deceiving us. You are deceiving yourself first, and you are trying to deceive us. Now I am calling on the congregation in all of your Oyedepo, Odeboye, Bakari. You that know the truth, start telling your members about this constitution. That is your job. If you are serious about the future of your coming generation, you in that congregation, that you know that these guys are lying to you, I am putting it to you. You have the fraudulent promulgation decree on the screen. Go and start telling your fellow congregators, look, these guys are lying to you. Here is the proof. Because these guys are lying, they are deceiving you. Nigeria is a fraud. It was a fraud from the beginning, and it is a fraud now. The amalgamation expired 2014. We don't want it renewed because it is a fraud. Okay? And why do you want to start answering a name that is created by a colonial? Why? That one na colo mentality. Una hear am? Na colo mentality. So please, the congregation now, it is now your job to wake your people up, because that is the only way to save your coming generation. The pastors will not come to save your generation. The pastor that's telling you to vote, go and get a PVC, is trying to ensure your coming generation are enslaved forever. So you take it upon yourself to wake up your fellow congregation and check out of those places. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. These guys are trying to unlock your mind and throw away the key. Wake up. I'll stop there. Thank you very much.
Yes, it is worth saying, because the mental slavery comes from the church.
Yes.
They disseminate wrong information.
Yes.
And they make people believe in what shouldn't be believed in. So let's get this caller.
Yes.
Your name and where you calling from? We're hearing you loud and clear. Welcome. Go ahead. Okay.
Ẹ ṣeun. Ẹ ṣeun gan ni sà. Ẹ ṣeun adúpẹ́. Ẹ ṣeun. Ẹ ṣeun sà. Àìdúpẹ́ra ni ẹ ṣeun gan ni. I'm so glad to be here. I'm grateful that I've been allowed to come here and speak. Thank you so much. Ẹ ṣeun. Okay. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Yes. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Mo mọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ni mo mọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ni mo mọ̀. àjọ ń ṣiṣẹ́ papọ̀ ni èmi àti Máyégún àjọ ń ṣiṣẹ́ papọ̀ so èmi tẹ́rí Máyégún èmi mo gbádùn tó ń ṣe olóòótọ́ dẹ̀ ni Máyégún so Máyégún is a very very upstanding. What he talks about he knows. Yes, of course there are things that we can still do, nobody is perfect. I'm not perfect, but Máyégún is solid. He is a solid guy. He's someone that I actually think we should, and he's doing the right thing. I like his parliament. I follow it. And, we're all doing different things to get to the common goal, which is to get to Yoruba nation. So we will get there as a collective. So I support that. Now, sorry, the first question, you asked the first question was, remind me again, sorry. Oh, I so focused on the second question. Kini ìbéèrè àkọ́kọ́ ẹ jẹ́ má bínú. Yes. Okay. Yes. Now, yes. Yeah, what if they have left? Yeah, obviously Sunday Igboho is not in prison in Benin, which is a good thing. Now, there are things that are being done. I possibly cannot go into very much detail about other things. Let's just say it is good that he's out. That is the most important thing. It is good that he's out. Then watch for other things and developments that he's going to take on. He's got his own ideas and things that he wants to do, and all of us, we are working towards this struggle collectively. So it's important that things are done, and when as and when it happens. Above all, the courts have actually also established that he did nothing wrong. It is actually the DSS that went into his home and killed 2 men and tried to kill him. So we need to make sure that and that tells you all we need to know about this. There is no reason why Oloye should be held anywhere because of the injustice, unjust governance that we have. He's a free man that should be able to walk into Yoruba land, because after all, he's speaking up for Yoruba people. The Fulanis are speaking up for Fulanis, even though they are not indigenous to us. But we Yorubas and Igbos and Middle Belt, we are denied the opportunity to speak up for our own people in our own land, and that is why we are going for self-determination. So, and that's part of the things that I don't want to go into too much detail, but that is the key thing to remember in all of this. So it's not only Sunday Igboho that has to speak up. Every Middle Beltan, every Biafran, every Yoruba man, we need to all be speaking up that we have the right to self-determination and we have a right to protect our own life. We have a right to life. So all of us are in this struggle as Middle Beltans, as Igbos, as Oduduwa, and we need to work forward, work towards that goal. And I'm sure that is without a doubt, that's the goal that that Oloyesone Igboho is speak towards and he represents 100%, and he has my support. So I hope that answers your question. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thanks so much. Do call again, my brother. I appreciate this. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yes. Exactly. Exactly. Yes. 100%. Yeah. Indeed. Indeed. And that's why we. Okay, go ahead. Esho. Esho. Yes. Yes, sir. Amen. And you too. Amen. And you too, my brother. Thank you. Network. Yeah, okay. Go ahead. Yeah, we can hear you. We hear you. We hear you loud and clear. Yes. Yes, sir. Yes. Yes. We are, indeed. Yes. 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 Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Precisely. Yes. Yeah. 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 It is. Exactly. Exactly. Is it? Mm. Yes. Yes. Yeah. It is. Hello? Okay. So, I mean, sorry? It is.
As a matter of fact, we must accord mutual respect to the countries concerned. We have a diplomatic representation.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
There's nothing fake about it.
No.
You know, we come to do well and we respect them.
Exactly.
We need to do is it's act of respect, mutual respect.
Indeed.
Not
Indeed.
servant and master.
No.
We
No.
can't keep doing it.
No, we can't. It's just,
Call not in +148476708. Put in your call because brother will be leaving in a few minutes.
yes. Thank you. Thank you. But I mean, of course, every Monday we plan to do this every Monday. But of course, if you let's take one or two more calls, and I'm hoping that my old brothers, Ejek Pewoleo, please, I'd like you to call in and ask questions of my brother Mazi Alozie as well, and my middle belt brothers as well, because we are all in this together. Look, me personally, my stance is this: we need every one of us to work together. We can't achieve this independence on our own as our groupings. If we stand together, this thing will happen faster. I want you to believe that. It will happen much, much faster. So we need to be talking among ourselves. Of course, we won't agree 100% on everything. We can't. It doesn't work like that. But we have a commonality. The commonality is this: we want to go. And that is what should drive us to that destination of self-determination.
Caller, your name and where you calling from? Good morning and welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, please. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Indeed. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Adebanjo. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Look, in terms of, I so much respect my elders, Akeredolu and Governor Akeredolu, and of course Baba Pade Banjo. I've been opportune to speak to Pade Banjo, and I do from time to time speak to him. Yes, there was some talk about the referendum, and I mean the constitution being remodeled and all that. But to me personally, and to many of us, that ship has sailed. That ship has sailed. Nigeria is a fraud. They will not look if they cannot. To even you see, before you can even have that discussion, and it's too late anyway. It's for me, it's too late, because the fact remains that anybody who becomes the president of the APC or whatever, they have told them that they cannot change the constitution. So whatever it is that you're saying now, look, it's all a ploy. They are trying everything. Again, I said it. We do not have to wait for the federal government or for the Nigerian government, because the constitution that they're using to rule over us is a fraud. The government is therefore a fraud. INEC was created under this fraudulent constitution as well. So INEC is fraudulent. There is nothing you can point to that is okay with this system, this setup. The constitution is a fraud. INEC is a fraud. The people running it, they are swearing on oath to keep the same constitution on us, even after the elections. So there is nothing to talk about here than to go for self-determination. And we, the people in those regions, Middle Belt, Yorubas, Oduduwa, and Igbos, Biafrans, we are the ones that must take that step collectively. I want to add something quickly before I wrap it up. A few minutes, please. I started talking about something earlier on before I came onto your broadcast, and this is what I want us all to start doing in every region to stop, because the Fulanese, they have this idea that if they chase us off our land, that they can keep the land for themselves. Please, every community, start doing a recording of the people that they kill in your areas and send it to your fellow thief brothers and people abroad. Send it to them so we have a data of who are in those places now. Because if the Fulanese try to do that, that is evidence that nobody can dispute. I want every one of us, Middle Belt, Biafrans, Yorubas, all our communities abroad, send those information of your community to them. And the time it happened, the accident, if it was a rape, if it was killing, if it was a gunshot, if it was bow and arrow, if it was whatever, keep it. We need to know people in those areas. The local government areas that it happened, tell us. Put all of it down. That is evidence that we will need for when we go for self-determination as well. These are evidence. Please, you can play your role. Each and every one of you on ground, you can play an active role in ensuring we get self-determination. By just doing that alone, you start beginning to you can take care of your community. It is important that you work together, so you know how many of you are in there before they now bring these Fulanese who they are trying to make indigenous people. So this is something that is very urgent that we need to do, and I will come and talk more about it. I have a record. I've done a simple spreadsheet. I will talk about it in another show with my brother Mazi Alozie, if he will permit. But it's something I wanted to talk about briefly. Thank you very much. It is.
It's too late, and we must go our separate ways, and then talk to one another diplomatically.
Exactly.
Progress, without creating unnecessary enmity.
Yeah.
That will destroy our effort.
Exactly.
It's a way of not showing that we are matured.
Exactly.
Exactly. Our leaders are matured, and he gave them the fine print, but they want to follow it. Your name and where you calling from.
Okay. Welcome, my brother. No, it's not comedian. Citizen AY. Yeah. No, it's not comedian. Sorry. No. Okay. Yes. Yes.
Now, I want to ask you a question. Don't get me crazy about this. I'm not trying to insult you.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
Are you younger to work to Inca? Are you elderly to him, or are you?
Oh no! He's my father. He's my father. Oh, by far. Yeah. Yeah. Let's walk. Yeah. 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 Thank you. Uh, Thank you so much. Thanks for your call. Very, very good call. I'll try my best. I'll try my best. What I will say before I go and talk in the language a little bit, I will just say something. Look, the those of our fathers then, both Igbos and Yorubas and Middle Belt, and they've done their bit. They cannot influence what is going on now. They will not have as much. They can only guide a little bit here and there. I want you, the youths, us, the youths. I'm talking below 40, 50, 40 downwards. It is us that must take this reign on. And they can be guiding what we're doing. We must be doing what we're doing, exactly what we're doing now. Raising the level of awareness in our community is what we should be doing. Whatever they want to say, they can say it. Some of them are with us, and some of them, for whatever reasons, in terms of safety, they may not want to speak frankly. I understood. But in the end, it is we, the youth, that must take the collective action to free us. But I'll just say a quick word, one or two words to our elders. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ yín bàbá wa, ẹ̀yin náà ti rí ìyà tó ń jẹ àwọn ọmọ yín. Ìdí tá ṣe ń gbèsè pé a fẹ́ gba òmìnira ni. Mo mọ̀ pé ẹ lọ́wọ́ sí i. Mo rí pé ẹ bá àwọn alàgbà, àwọn bàbá wa, àwọn olóyè Sunday Igboho, ẹ dúró tì wọ́n, inú wa dẹ̀ dùn. Túbọ̀ máa tẹ̀síwájú pẹ̀lú bẹ́ ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ sí, bẹ́ ṣe ń bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ nípa bá ṣe máa gba ẹ̀ ń tì wá lẹ́yìn pé ká tẹ̀síwájú lórí ọ̀rọ̀ òmìnira wa, kò ní sí kò ní rẹ̀yìn. Ẹ ṣeun. Ntẹ́bálẹ̀ tún lè ṣe gbogbo àfi gbogbo ẹnu sọ̀rọ̀ ti yé yín, àmọ́ inú wa dùn pé ẹ fọwọ́ sí pé bí àwa ọmọ Yorùbá àtàwọn Ìgbò náà pé bá ṣe fẹ́ dá dúró torí ìyàtọ̀ fi ń jẹ wáyé ó ti tó. Ṣeun gan ni sà. Àtúmọ̀ àárín bá sọ̀rọ̀. Ẹ ṣeun. So briefly, I just sort of thanked him a little bit, and I said thank you, because he went down to Oloye when he was released, Oloye Sunday Igboho. So there are steps that is being taken, and he's actually advocated that we have to free ourselves. He's made a lot of comments about that. So I mean, I really appreciate the work done by Professor Wole Soyinka. I'm really grateful. I'm honored to even sort of be for people asking me about it, because it's someone, and the mind died is something that I remember. I read that from page to page. So I am in awe of him in many respects in that way. But in terms of this struggle, it is up to us, the youths. We are the ones who are in the forefront of this, because our coming generations are dependent on what we, the youths, do, not what our elders do. We are the ones who must take the step. We have to make that self-determination happen. It has to be a reality, because we are trying to create a better future for the coming generation. So that's what I like to say there. Thank you very much, my brother Alozie. I hope that answers the question. Thank you.
Yes, you did, anyway. And at this stage, we will excuse you.
Yes. Yes, I have one or two things to do. Yeah. But listen, I want to thank you so much for bringing me on the show. We'll see you next week. And please have more questions. My Yoruba brothers, I'll try and I'll make sure we publicize it. Before we go, please, the 14th and 15th of June, outside the Brussels in EU Parliament, we are telling them that we have the right to self-determination. We're not asking them for permission. We are letting them know that we're going. So join us there. And also, we're doing the June 12th in London. Also, please attend that as well. So many of us, we must continue on the struggle. Ambazonians will be there. Biafrans will be there. Oduduwa will be there. Middle Beltans also will be there outside at the European Union on the 14th and 15th of June. Watch out for more updates and promotions from IPOP and myself and many others, and from my brother Mazi Alozie and everybody else as well. I want to thank you all. We stay free Nnamdi Kanu now. We say that, and we demand that he be released. We demand that. So I want to thank you. Thank you for having me on the show. I appreciate you. And I want to thank everybody that took the time to listen to us. And we'll see you next week. Thank you so very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'll talk to you later on.
Okay. Thank you. Bye bye now. Bye now. Bye. 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 So So, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. I need to rush off now. I need to make one or two calls to something very important that I need to deal with behind the scenes. I hope you've enjoyed this today's show. We needed to do one or two things, and there you have. I'll be on the iPod Rapture every Monday between 3 and 4 p.m. It might be slightly longer, depending on if I don't have any other engagements after that. But we want let us start demonstrating the unity between Biafrans, between Igbos, Yorubas, and Middle Beltans, and whatever denomination we want to be within those groups. It is important that we are talking. We must talk. We need to explore how we can achieve that unity to lead us, to get us into the land of self-determination collectively. It's not something we can do alone. Please, we must keep talking. I want to thank you all for listening. This is so important. Please do not forget, in every community, those data to date, Nigeria shamefully, they cannot give you accurate data of how many people are in any community. It's a deliberate ploy to deny us the true figures of the population because it will expose their lie. But we're not waiting for that. We can start ourselves. Start collecting figures. Anybody killed, harmed, maimed, keep those records for future reference. I urge us to strongly get involved in that. For now, I will say thank you so very much for joining me. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. If you haven't subscribed to Citizen AY on YouTube, please go ahead and do so. I really do appreciate you. As many of you know, when I'm on Citizen AY, the program is going to be largely in English, so that I can reach more audience, such as we manage to do now with the iPod radio from 3 to 4 p.m. every Monday. So watch out for that. I want to thank you. Those of you, I've not been able to read all your comments. I need to rush off now and do one or two things behind the scenes, and then I'll be back, maybe tomorrow, maybe back later on today as well. But in the meantime, I want to thank you. And this broadcast, please make sure you share it. There's very important information in there. The data right now, we need to know month by month basis how many people are being killed, maimed, and raped by these Fulani terrorists. And we need that so that our people are aware that when we talk about that, we have to go for self-determination. That is the reason why. Because we're not safe in our communities. And until people are aware of this regular information, they will not take action. So please, this is very important. And also, for future references, we can point to it as, at that particular point, these were the people there. Suddenly, if there's suddenly a massive demographic change, we can know where this happened, and we can, and that is the point. And that is the point is when we have that, it's difficult for whoever is trying to do any machinations. It becomes meaningless because the evidence is clear. So, ladies and gentlemen, please do share this podcast. I appreciate you. Please make sure you subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Here's what you need to do to help us in doing that. Let me just do this now. So just go ahead and click on the subscription button. So hope it will work. Okay. So subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Hit the notification button. Give us a thumbs up. We really appreciate your support. It is really important that you help us in building the platform, and we're grateful for all that you do in supporting us. And whatever, and also please look to becoming a member of Citizen AY on YouTube as well. We will be doing some more things on Facebook, trying to bring many of the people who are on the Citizen AY Constitutional Awareness Action Group on board, because there's a lot of work that we need to do. One example now is this thing to do with the data. The data collection. We need volunteers. We need volunteers to be able to collect the data in all of the states. So and put it together. Please remember, this has not been done for Citizen AY. It is being done for all of us collectively. So we know this information, and make the more information we can put out there, the more our people can go forward and actually go for Yoruba Nation. It is so important. That information is of immense importance. I want to urge you all, please, let's take those steps. Don't just leave it. Don't think, oh, yes, I will do. Before you leave, make sure you subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Go ahead, click the red button. Give us a thumbs up. The more you share it, the more people will reach. And also, those of you on the Dual TV Radio, I want to thank you all. This podcast is largely in English. I'll be coming back and doing more shows in Yoruba. But this section is really to enlighten all of us and encourage us to achieve unity. There are other discussions that you're hearing in the background about other things. Our focus must be to how to achieve our self-determination. Don't let anything else distract us. We need to work collectively towards that. Our unity is sacrosanct in us in achieving self-determination. Thank you so much for watching. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Please do share this broadcast Once again, I urge you, if you can join us as members on Citizen AY on the platform, and also you can also be a member on Oduduwa TV Radio as well. And also, please, whatever you can do to support us, we do appreciate. Give us likes, hit the thumbs up, give us stars, super chats, all of that. All that is available on both platforms, both on Citizen AY and on Oduduwa TV Radio. Because all of this now, we're trying to put our effort to ensure that we empower our people to take the decision to go for self-determination, and our efforts collectively combined will get us there. We need to be steadfast, we need to be focused, we need to stay on this path. We can achieve it collectively. It's not a job by one person, but all of us believing fully and supporting Yoruba Nation, Biafra and Middle Belt, supporting that collectively. Nobody can stop us. We have the right to self-determination. Don't let anybody tell you, oh, we're going to let you come and do referendum. No. We are the ones who are going to organize that, and it's up to us to organize that. We do not wait for anybody to say so. It is our right. Sovereignty belongs to us, and we are going to take that action collectively. I thank you all so much. Please subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Help us share this podcast. Share, and share. Very important information within. Watch it again. Tell friends about it. Talk about the ideas. Those ideas right now. Take action in every community. Let everybody record who they are, what happened, any accident, anything, so that everybody, the more informed we are, the more we can take collective action. All of us are standing still. And this. Of course, pray if you want to pray as a Muslim, as a Christian, pray. But that collective action must take place. It must. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Thank you so much for joining. I'll be back later on. Thank you and goodbye. Bye for now.